And good evening, everyone. I'm Gary Harris. Nick Saban has reason to be pleased. It is indeed National Signing Day, and once again, Alabama has put together the top-rated signing class in the country. Alabama signed 24 players on Wednesday. They may not be done. We're going to highlight some of the in-state guys that ink with the Crimson Tide, and we begin with the state's top prospect, JaQuincy Kool-Aid McKinstry from Class 6A state champion Pinson Valley High School. He's one of the top 25 prospects in the country. He'll also play basketball at Alabama. He was named the MVP of the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game last weekend, as well as the Class 6A state championship game. He picked off 6 passes during his junior year at cornerback, and as a senior, playing both ways, he caught 45 passes for 706 yards and 11 touchdowns. He'll probably play defense at Alabama. Crimson Tide's always building depth in the secondary, and McKinstry should make a legitimate push for early playing time. He was recruited by Carl Scott and plans to enroll early at UA.
I feel good. Now I can finally focus on what's more important than this.
Staying in the Birmingham area, Ramsey interior defensive lineman Tim Keenan signed with Alabama today. He has a classic nose tackle body type, but he can be more than a run stuffer and has shown the ability to collapse the pocket. As a senior, he was credited with 23 tackles, 7 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries before suffering a season-ending knee injury. He was recruited by Carl Scott. Tim, why did you choose Bama?
Alabama,
Great examples for him. Let's head south to the capital city of Montgomery and Lee High School defensive line standout Anquin Barnes. Barnes committed to Alabama in April. The big lineman, who checks in at 6'5" and 320 pounds, is ranked as one of the state's top 20 players, and UA took him early, so maybe he's even a little bit underrated by the national recruiting services. He racked up 55 tackles and 6 sacks as a junior. He played both ways again as a senior and was credited with 14 pancake blocks on the offensive line. He plans to enroll next year. Barnes was recruited by Charles Kelly. And Prattville linebacker Ian Jackson inked with the Tide this afternoon. He committed to the Tide in May. Jackson already has good size and should be able to add another 10 to 15 pounds during his time at UA. He projects as a rare 3-down linebacker at the inside linebacker position. He's been compared to Dylan Moses. Jackson posted 83 tackles, including 10 for loss, 2 sacks, and an interception as a senior. He said he knew Bama was for him.
The competitive nature they have there.
Let's jump over to the Magnolia State. Kadarius Callaway is regarded as one of Mississippi's top 3 prospects. The Philadelphia high school star flipped to Alabama this past July. He has the ability to play receiver or safety, but most expect that he'll wind up on defense. He should also become a quality special teams player. Playing both ways as a junior, Callaway had 12 touchdown catches and 11 interceptions. He's a physical kid. Well, earlier this evening here in Tuscaloosa, Paul Bryant Stampede star cornerback Brylan Lanier signed with Georgia State University in Atlanta. Despite the fact that Bryant played only 7 games in 2020 due to COVID issues, Lanier still managed to rack up 38 tackles with 7 pass breakups and 2 forced fumbles. He told us tonight that he was impressed by the recruiting pitch made to him by Panthers head coach Sean Elliott.
Since the beginning, Coach Peebles.
He's a really good player. A couple of other notes on Alabama. The Tide flipped 2 LSU commits today. Keanu Coate and wide receiver JoJo Earl committed to LSU, signed with Alabama. Also, Bama basketball wins tonight over Nicholls State, 86-46. Jasmine Walker scored her 1,000th career point. Here we go, Class 6A Region 4, Hillcrest versus Class 6A Region 1, McGill-Toolen. McGill-Toolen's won state championships in 7A before moving down, but Hillcrest has Ethan Crawford. And the guy can just make plays, but not this time. He throws it up for grabs, and the Yellow Jackets, Braden Turner, picks it off. I know they're the Yellow Jackets, but they wear orange and black. I haven't figured that one out either. Yellow Jackets drive the length of the field, and Braylon McReynolds punches it in. McGill-Toolen goes up 7-0 early in the second quarter. But here, Crawford is going to bring back the Patriots. Just steps in. Look at that throw. Tight spiral. Delivers a strike to Terrence Callaway, who's tackled inside the 5. From there, Marcus Wilkins will finish the job. Patriots lead 14-7 with 5:12 left in the second quarter. And then the Hillcrest defense going to get into the act. McGill quarterback Spencer Aronnax sacked by Gaines Bolus. And a huge win for the Patriots tonight. As we check out the final, Hillcrest advances to the second round as they beat McGill-Toolen 31-21. That is a big, big win for the Pats. All right, Northridge, another Class 6A Region 4 versus Region 1 matchup. Northridge traveling to Saraland. And opening kickoff, not a good sign for the Jaguars, because Saraland's Jarrell Williams is going to take the kick, and he's going to bring it back 55 yards. And from there, number 10, quarterback Carson Green calls his own number. They seal off inside, and he gets the edge and gets it past the pylon for the touchdown. Northridge, meanwhile, can't get anything going. They can't get out of the end zone. On the run play, that's a safety, 2 points for Saraland. It didn't get much better. O'Marion Crawford in the second quarter is going to punch it across. Look at that big guy. And it's all Saraland tonight from down south. Unfortunately, Northridge had a good year, but their season comes to an end. But they did make the playoffs. Big deal there for the Jags, but they fall tonight 45-7. Class 4A, Northside hosting Deschler in the first round of the playoffs. Deschler, another tradition-laden team. Northside, though, head coach Chris Hilliker, his final season, and they want to send him out in style. But Deschler on the kick off return. Eric Malone Jr., see you later. He takes it all the way. Man, those plays hurt. Special teams is so big when you get into the playoffs. Deschler has the lead. Then Colson Jeffries scores the second touchdown of the first quarter. Deschler up 13-0, but Northside would come back. Here, Braden Green pushes it in for the touchdown, and Northside comes back to get the win tonight. Huge win for the Rams. They advance, beating Deschler 20-13. More Class 4A. Unbeaten American Christian hosting Geneva. Patriots didn't play last week, but boy, were they ready tonight. And it's all ACA from the get-go. Opening play. Hunter Sudi to Sawyer Dearman, and Dearman makes the defense look like deer in headlights as he takes it the distance, 80 yards for the Pats, and they just pile on from there. Sudi to the Georgia commitment. Kamari Lassiter. Touchdown, Patriots in the second quarter. Sudi again to Dearman as he rolls right and throws a strike. This was 58-14 at halftime. Give Chris Smelly credit. He calls off the Dogs. Let's check out the final. 65-21. American Christian looking every bit the state championship contender. They roll tonight.